It's a big Thursday card in the NHL tonight with 11 games on the ice. Now, the goals just keep coming in the NHL so far, so let's target some more scoring props from tonight's games, starting with our first of 2 3-game parlays of the night. I'm going to start this off with Minnesota and the New York Rangers. Now, these teams, they just played recently, and Minnesota fought back, being down 3-0 to go on to win 5-4 in a shootout. So we just saw 9 goals there, 8 in regulation. Now, that was with Jonathan Quick in net for the Rangers. Now, tonight, it's neither Quick or Shesterkin. It's AHL call-up Luis Domingue. Wild goalie Philip Gustafsson is not much to get excited about either. In his games this season, he has a 4.88 GAA and a 0.871 save percentage. Now, the Wild, they just beat both New York teams, actually, as they also beat the Islanders 4-3. Now they've scored 3 or more in 4 straight. Now, bets on both teams to score 2 in Minnesota is a perfect 11-0 since the first game of the season. That's the only game where that bet would have not have hit. Now, bets on both teams to score 3 or more is also 6-3 in their past 9. So we're seeing lots of goals coming both ways in Minnesota games. The Rangers, while they were keeping their scores down earlier in the season, recently they've allowed 2 or more goals in 4 of 5 and 3 or more goals in 3 of 5. I think we should see at least 2 from both teams here. Let's go both teams to score 2 or more between Minnesota and the Rangers. We'll move along to Montreal and Detroit. Now, Montreal is another team, much like the Wild, that has cashed both teams to score 2 bets in all but just 1 game this season. And while they've lost 4 in a row, they have scored 2 goals in those games, and they've still scored at least 2 goals in every game this season. I don't think there's any reason to stop betting on that until we see it happen. Detroit has lost 5-3, they won 5-4, they lost 2-0, and they won 4-3 in overtime in their last 4 games. Now, outside of 1 4-0 shutout over Columbus weeks ago, they've allowed 2 or more in every game themselves this season. This is another instance where both teams seem to be scoring 2 and allowing 2 in nearly every game. So let's do that prop again here. Both teams to score 2 with the Canadiens and the Red Wings. Now, just to bump it up a little bit more for the final leg of the parlay, let's go to the Islanders and the Bruins. Now, while the Islanders are a better defensive team than most in this league, this could be an under game if you were looking to straight bet this game. They've still allowed 2 or more goals in 8 of 11 games this season. They've allowed 4 or more goals now in back-to-back games, losing 4-2 and 4-3 in overtime. Now, Boston still just has 2 losses on the year, and even more impressive maybe is that they've scored 3 or more goals in every single game, 12 games so far. I'm not even asking for 3. I'm just going to ask for 2 and go Bruins over 1.5 to round up this parlay. So it's Bruins to score 2, Montreal, Detroit both to score 2, and the Wild and the Rangers both to score 2. I got that a plus 148 odds over at DraftKings. Now I have one more 3-game parlay for Thursday for my NHL picks. But before I get into it, if you're liking these picks and props, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel to get more of these picks all season long. Now, the second parlay, let's go back to these both teams to score 2 prop that I love betting, and it's Vancouver and Ottawa. Vancouver are first in goals per game this season at 4.50. Ottawa are third at 4.00. Vancouver is 7-4-1 to the over. Ottawa is 7-2-2 to the over. Ottawa just beat Toronto last night 6-3. They've scored multiple goals in every game this season. They've also allowed, though, multiple goals in all but 1 game. Now, both teams have scored 2 bets. It's 10-1 for them. Vancouver has kept 4 teams to under 2 goals this season, but 3 of those 4 games came at home. The one on the road was against San Jose, so everybody's keeping San Jose off the board. So let's go. Both teams have scored 2 between Vancouver and Ottawa in Ottawa tonight. Next, it's the Oilers and the Sharks later at night on Thursday. Now, both of these teams have been very bad this season. Really bad for the Oilers. They sent Jack Campbell down. They just lost 6-2 to Vancouver, making them losers now of 3 straight. Now, San Jose, they finally won a game this season. They hadn't won yet, but they did beat Philly 2-1 the other night. Only one of these teams, though, have allowed 10 or more goals in 2 of 3 games, and that's the Sharks. If there's ever a game the Oilers should be able to get on track with David and Draisaitl and others, this has to be it against San Jose, a team that's been letting everybody score on them except for the Flyers. The Sharks average the lowest goals per game this season at 1.17. They're the only team to average under 2 goals a game. Now, they won't have the offense or the defense to contain McDavid and others tonight. I don't think. The Oilers are big favorites. Let's back them to win this game in San Jose. And like the other bet, let's round this out with one more, and it's just asking one team to get 2 goals themselves in the Pittsburgh and LA game. Pittsburgh just won against Anaheim 2-0, but that was only the third time in 11 games they've held an opponent to under 2 goals this season. The Kings are flying. They have 4 straight wins. They have wins in 6 of 7, and they've scored 4, 5, 3, 4, 3, 5, and 6 goals in that time. They just beat one of the top teams in the league, the Vegas Golden Knights, 4-1. They've also scored multiple goals in every game this year, so that's all I'm going to ask them to keep doing tonight, is score multiple goals again. We'll go Kings over 1.5, tied into an Oilers win, and Vancouver and Ottawa, both teams to score 2. That comes in at minus a 108 odds at DraftKings. If you're doing that, you get similar odds. If you were doing it at Bet365, they would give an auto win if the Oilers were to get up by 3 over San Jose in that part of the parlay, so you could stop stressing if they do take a big lead there. So just a little tidbit to mention there in that bet. Now there you have it. I've covered 6 games from tonight's 11-game card. I've come up with 2. Hopefully we've come up with 2 winning bets. Now let me know what you're betting tonight. If you have any bets on these games or other games, give this video a like. And good luck with all of your NHL picks today on Thursday.